Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we're here for Plymouth baseball here. I am the only one here to commentate, as Pat Magnanelli is not here. We have John Stark, who is 11-3, facing Plymouth, as they are 4-10. If Plymouth wins today, it guarantees them a playoff spot. John Stark, they have already guaranteed a playoff spot, so it'd be interesting to see if they rest their players or if they try to eliminate playoff contention for the Bobcats. We'll be back for the first pitch momentarily. And we're here for the first pitch. For Plymouth, it'll be Ryan Finkel on the mound today. And for John Stark, we'll have batting up first, Loose, number 4. So as we're set here for first pitch, we have Plymouth trying to fight for the playoff rights here, as they have a playoff spot right now. They're ranked 14th. And here we go. So that pitch is high for ball 1. So it'll probably be a little more quieter here without Pat. If that's good or better, maybe even a little worse for you, depending. I would say it's better. As that's hit past the third baseman, gets right into the outfield. And John Stark, just like that, is a base hit. So Loose right there has a hit. And a man on base for John Stark. So Ryan Finkel looking a little shaken at first. We'll see if he can rebound. As for John Stark, this is Malix, as he swung and missed. Strike 1. So the count's 1 strike and no balls. As the John Stark dugout cheering on the teammates, they have a steal going. Ben Olmsted, the catcher, lets him go. So Loose gets to second. And it's looking bleak here for Plymouth early on in the first. So Ryan Finkel trying to retire this batter. That one's going to be outside for a ball. Got the outside corner. Finkel taking his time. As he hits that guy, Malix will take his base. And he comes up a little gingerly. Is now for John Stark, Nickerson, number 6, will be up to bat. So John Stark with 0 outs and men on first and second. We'll see if they can get some runs here and put Plymouth away early, because it seems like that's their plan. As they take time to get things situated. In the hall here for John Stark, it's Robertson, number 2. And Finkel with a pitch. That one's high for ball. So 1 ball here for Nickerson. As that one goes down the middle for a strike. So the count is 1-1. And that pitch will be a strike. So 2 strikes and 1 ball here for Nickerson. Weather here is a little bit cloudy. It's very warm though, it's in the 80s. There's a breeze here from the top of the ski jump. It'll keep us cool for hopefully the majority of this game. As that pitch is outside for a ball, so the count's all tied up at 2. It looks like the key here for John Stark is to put this team away early and rest their players, since they have already clinched the playoff spot. As that's hit to the first baseman, Aaron Evans. He goes for Donahue, and he gets the guy at second. Thought about the double play for a second. Did not go for it. So Plymouth gets the out. But John Stark still has runners on first and third. Is now for John Stark batting is Green. Is Robertson, actually. So Robertson up to bat as John Stark gets another man on second. Easily stolen. So that previous pitch was low and a little bit outside for a ball. Sun's back out here in full force. So that pitch is swinging a foul tip. So that'll be one strike and one ball. So Ryan Finkel trying to get out of this first inning without allowing any runs. That's a strike. Swung and a miss there for Robinson. So 2 strikes and 1 ball for Robertson. As that's hit high in the air. And Evans will try to make the play. And he does, and that'll be the second out at the top of the first. Plymouth now has an opportunity to get out of the top of the first here without giving up any runs. It's all up to their pitcher, Ryan Finkel, if he wants to do that or not. This is Green up to bat for John Stark. And he'll try to at least get 1 run in. As that one gets in there for a strike. Finkel looking shaken at first, but now is making his strides. So that one's going to be a strike. So that one's going to go outside. That's going to be 2 strikes and 1 ball now. So Plymouth trying to keep John Stark away from getting that 1 run. That's going to be low for another ball. The key here for Ben Olmsted is not to let a ball go by him. It'll certainly allow John Stark to easily score. As Ryan Finkel hits Green. And bases are now loaded for John Stark. So now with bases loaded, John Stark will turn to their next batter, who is Auburn. As he crushes it. That could be a home run. That's way back. And that's gone. That's going to be a home run. A grand slam. And Auburn just crushed it out of the park. And it is 4-0 here. And it's looking bleak here for Plymouth early on. As John Stark is proving why they are 11-3 and Plymouth is 4-10. If Plymouth does lose here today, they still have a chance to get into the playoffs, although they lose their destiny, and they will not have control going into the playoffs. They will need teams to lose. So now, with 2 outs, John Stark having a 4-0 lead. Certainly takes the air out of senior day here for Plymouth. Although you have to expect that with this team as good. And that's hit deep. That could be another home run. Harry Schamberger back at the wall. And it's another home run. John Stark has a 5-0 lead, and that is 2 straight home runs. Something that you don't see at all in high school sports. And Plymouth looks shocked, to say the least. They look shocked. It's very somber in the Plymouth dugout, and as Ben Olmsted will talk to his pitcher Finkel, try to get things situated here and try to get out of this inning. It's already 5-0. And now Coach Boyle will step onto the mound. If Pat were here, I think he'd be amazed too, and he'd give us some of that amazing analyzation about how you have to play mind games at this point. Strike your batters out. So next up here for John Stark is going to be Tower. It's going to be Bergeron. As Auburn and Tower go back-to-back and hit home runs. So now Bergeron will be up to bat. Is not really is a very low risk here for John Stark. No risk at all, actually, as they already have a 5-0 lead. This time's called for the batter. And Bergeron will take his time here, as he hits it right to Tyler Mersh, and that'll end that inning. So Plymouth down 5-0 after 2 straight home runs, 1 a grand slam. And we'll be back to see if Plymouth can answer. And we're back here for the bottom of the first, as Tyler Mersh will be the leadoff hitter here for Plymouth, followed by Harry Schamberger and Aaron Evans. Plymouth will have to, down by 5 here. They'll have to put some runs up early, and their offense hasn't really been able to be that productive this season. Plymouth's history, when we were broadcasting, they have gone 1-1. Both games were shutouts. One they lost 2-0, and the other they won 4-0. So we'll see if they'll go 1-2 or 2-1. This pitch is low for another ball. So 2 balls and no strikes here for Tyler Mersh, who's a senior on this senior day here for this team, as he belts that right into center field, and center field will let that get down for a base hit. So Tyler Mersh answering here, as he gets a base hit now. So now it's Harry Schamberger up to bat. As Plymouth will try to turn this into an offensive shootout, as they'll call that one a strike. That's a low strike. And that pitch looks like a little high for a ball. So 1 ball and 1 strike here as Tyler Mersh takes his lead. As that's another ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. It's another ball, so that's 3 balls and 1 strike. As this pitcher for John Stark has not put up his best performance yet. Could say there could let Plymouth back into it. Harry Schamberger almost hit. That'll certainly be a ball. It's hard to keep track of the count when we're so far away. As he belts that high into the air, hoping for an error. It's not going to happen. So Harry Schamberger hits one high up in the air to center. It's caught by the center fieldsman, and that'll end his batting. So with one out here for Plymouth, Aaron Evans is up to bat. Last time we broadcast, he almost hit a home run. Let's see if he can actually hit a home run now and cut this lead to 3. As that one's going to be a strike. So 1-1 here. Tyler Marsh is taking his lead. So that one's going to be a ball. As that one's hit to the second baseman. They'll go for the double play. Get 1, get 2, and that's the end of that inning for Plymouth. So now it's 5-0, and John Stark will look on to add to their lead. As this offense continues here for John Stark, they could put away Plymouth very early. So we'll be back to see if Plymouth can stand up defensively. And we're back here. As John Stark is up to bat with a 5-0 lead. And it's loose. Back up to bat for him. He got on base last time, as so did most of the John Stark lineup. He fouls that one off. Strike 1. Sfinkel has definitely gotten his team into a hole here. It's 5-0. If John Stark scores enough, we can mercy roll him. So it looks like that one's going to be inside for a ball. So 1 strike and 1 ball. As he hits that one high in the air. Aaron Evans will try to come down with it, and he does. 1 out. Stanley Carey calling out signals here for the outfield. Tell them what to do. Plymouth wearing the camo hats. Support veterans. Is this next batter here for John Stark is Malix. It's very hard to see the lineup because it's on my phone and it's very sunny, and so the light makes it very hard to read it off the screen. I like to be honest with my viewers. So as the batter calls time, and he now resumes it. Finkel with a pitch. And that's hit high in the air. Can Aaron Evans come down with that one? It's going to be way in the crowd. As the manager for John Stark will get it. Top of the second here, 1 out here for John Stark. Malik's up to bat. As the first base ump will have a conversation with the coach here. So now we're back in action. So that's definitely going to be inside for a ball. John Stark trying to add on to this lead and put Plymouth away for definite good. Scoring 5 runs in the top of the first, and 2 of them being home runs. So that one's hit way into foul territory by the porta potty. And 2 fans will go to get that one. Little kid picking it up. As that one's hit deep into right field. Mikey Hogan will try to come down with it, and he does. 2 outs. So now for John Stark, it's going to be Nickerson. He'll be up to bat. He also got on base for John Stark. As he hits that one high in the air, and that's going to end this inning as Tyler Murphy's going to get that one. And John Stark goes 1-2-3. As the lead stays 5-0 for them. Plymouth will try to answer and get a couple runs of their own. I'll be back to see if they can hit it. And we're back here for the bottom of the second. Plymouth with a 5-run deficit. Bailey Nagel up to bat as he swung and missed. Strike one. I'd like to remind you that we have playoff action coming up next week. So we have softball and lacrosse will be, as they has guaranteed their playoffs berths, and softball will be at home, at least for 2 of their games. And lacrosse will most likely be on the road, although there is scenarios, tiebreakers permitting, that they could get a home game. Softball losing recently. They have a game today. So they have 2 losses on the year as Bailey Nagel with a strike. That's 2 strikes for him. So he hits that one in the foul territory, and it will be a foul. This baseball team has gone on a lot of adversity as they didn't really have, they had high hopes coming into this year, and it just hasn't worked out. And especially with Jared Maw, one of their best hitters, quitting the team, it's been a terrible loss for this team, as you can definitely see his hole in the lineup. As that's going to be a strikeout there for the John Stark pitcher as Bailey walks into the dugout. Now for Plymouth we have Demas or Demas, whichever one I call him. So 1 ball here for Demas. And then we'll have Dylan Donahue and Ben Olmsted. As that one's going to be a strike. 1 strike on 1 ball. So John Stark with a 5-0 lead definitely puts them in a firm possession to win this game, as that one's hit into foul territory, and that's going to be a foul. Be on the dirt road down to the pit. Spent a lot of my hours in the pit. So Demas with 2 strikes as he foul tips. As Plymouth, if they lose here today, and the other 2 teams below them lose, they will stay at 14th seed and go on to play Guilford. So Demas with 2 strikes. Third baseman gets it. Easy throw. And the out. That's 2 outs now. Dylan Donahue up to bat. So Dylan Donahue will try to at least get on base here and keep this inning alive for Plymouth. As it's not off to a good start, as he has a strike to start off with. So he wants in the third baseman. Tries to get there, but doesn't. And that's going to end that inning. Plymouth still with a 5-0 deficit, as they'll be back in the field, and we'll be here to broadcast it. So we're back here. I'd like to clarify some stuff. If it ended today, Plymouth will be playing Goffstown. We would not be able to broadcast that one due to schedule conflicts, because we'll have softball be playing 3 playoff games if all works out for them, as we hope it does. We'd like to see softball go very far, along with lacrosse. So if Plymouth is able to beat Goffstown, which they are 13-3 on the year, their next game we'd probably be able to broadcast. As Tyler Mersch gets that one, thinks about it, and gets the out at the last second. So 1 out here for John Stark. And also for those who didn't know, the pit is where soccer, football, and lacrosse all go down to practice. That is their practice fields. It gets very hot down there in the spring and summer. Therefore we call it the pit, because nothing of life lives down there. So now John Stark with a 5-0 lead, trying to add on to it. As we'd like to update you on the girls lacrosse team, they will not be into playoffs. They had their senior game yesterday, and they are not making it into playoffs. So that one's going to be foul territory, and it will be a foul. Looking at the standings now for girls softball, Plymouth is 4th in the division, behind Wyndham, who has no losses, Goffstown 2 losses, Sanborn 2 losses. Plymouth also has only 2 losses, but they only have 12 wins, as they have not played all of their games yet. This will be our last broadcast for the regular season, as again we'll have playoffs all of next week. Plymouth will play, the softball team will play Co-Brown and Hanover as the second out of the inning occurs. So since both of those games are away, we will not be able to cover those, but we do wish them all the luck, as lacrosse also has 1 game left. So Ryan Finkel will try to strike this guy out, and he doesn't. Gets down, and Danny Carey will make the easy throw to Tyler Mersch, and that'll be a base hit for John Stark, as maybe they can get their offense back in gear, as it's the top of the 3rd. I believe they only need 5 more runs. Then by the end of the 5th, if it's still 10-0, this game will be over. Plymouth definitely cannot afford to lose this game, as they will lose their destiny and have to have their playoff hopes rely on other teams. As Finkel checks the first baseman as the first base runner, Aaron Evans is there, and they do not get the guy out. So Finkel trying to end this inning. Plymouth with 2 outs. That one's going to be a ball. Hollis, Brookline, and Merrimack Valley are the teams below Plymouth right now. So if Plymouth drops to 4-11, they'll be tied with Hollis, Brookline, and Merrimack Valley. And they'll have to have both of those teams to lose. As he's hit there, and that'll be a walk. So runners on first and second here for John Stark. 5-0 lead. Looking on to add on to it. They have 2 outs. They also had 2 outs last time, but that still didn't stop them from scoring 5 runs. This is Green up to bat. He hit a home run. He was the one who hit the grand slam. As that one will be counted as a strike. Counts 2-1. Tyler Merce trying to scare the second base runner. Slapping the glove. Green will look to at least get on base and make it bases loaded. As he fouls that one off. So we do have bullpen action here for Plymouth. Able to read out who is warming up. So dugout lets their base runners know that the danger is imminent. It's getting more and more cloudy here. Could see some rain. As that's outside for ball 4. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. And now it's Auburn up to bat. He also hit a home run. It was a solo shot. Right into left field over the wall. Harry Chamber couldn't do anything about it. So it was well gone into the woods. So that one's going to be inside for a ball. So Finkel will try, as he has bases loaded here, will try to strike this guy out and end this inning here. Top of the 3rd. That one's going to be high for another ball. As that's another ball high. We have some construction background noise for you, all the viewers at home. As that's going to be another ball. So now a runner will score for John Stark. As now it's 6-0. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. As Finkel's day is over. Not the best of days. In fact, not a good day at all. Letting up 6 runs. His bases will be loaded. So this is, the pitcher here is number 16. Ryan Meisenbacher. He'll be the saving grace now for Plymouth. as the warm-up pitches go underway. We'd like to take this time here to wish Tom Brady the best of luck in court. He recently appealed the decision handed down by the 3 judges, as we would like to wish Tom all the best and hoping that he can play football this fall and get some justice for Tom. So now we're back. As that's a deep shot, and it looks like it's going to be a foul. Just barely a foul. Plymouth got lucky on that one. As John Stark looks like they see blood in the water here with this new pitcher. So batting now is Tower. It's going to be outside for a ball. I'd like to say a few things. Thank you for the people who built this ski jump, giving us a great view here to commentate these games for the baseball team. As that's hit another foul. So we do get a great view and able to provide that view to you, the viewers. That's why we do it. It's for you guys. That's another ball as it's low. So 2 strikes for Tower. As that one's hit high in the air. No chance for a fielder to get it. So Ryan Meisbacher trying to get this team out of this hole as that's foul tipped. Big swing on that one from Tower. As it is a full count. One pitch could be the difference. As that's another foul tip. Tower staying alive. So wind's picking up. Could have some rain showers any moment now. Clouds are dark overhead. 6-0 lead. There's another foul tip. Tower still staying alive. So Tower trying to at least get on base. As he hits that one to the third baseman, he fumbles it. And another run scores for John Stark. 7-0 now. As the weather says, rain's going to hold off. There will be no rain. Although from being on site, looks like there's going to be rain. Bergeron now up to hit as he hits that one deep and high. Harry Schamberger will try to make the play, and he does, and he ends the inning. 7-0 here. John Stark will be back to see if Plymouth can get some runs on the board. And we're back here for the bottom of the third for Plymouth. Is this next batter for Plymouth? It's Ben Olmsted. So he's facing 2 strikes now. Clouds still overhead, not breaking up at all. Winds picking up ever more slightly. We have former coach Underwood in attendance here. Doesn't look too happy with the results his team is getting. As recently, his record was beaten for most wins by a baseball coach. Ben Olmsted is struck it out. Got him looking. Now it's Mikey Hogan. He had a good game last time we broadcasted. Let's see if he can do it again. This is his first time at bat. It's going to be a little low, but still a strike. As we can still hear lacrosse practicing down in the pit. As Mikey swings and misses on that pitch. Bugs is starting to come out now. As that one sits to second baseman, that's going to be out number 2. Now Danny Carey, the son of athletic director Mr. Carey, allowing us to broadcast these games. I'd like to thank him too. But we are not done broadcasting, as I have said. Playoff action next week. Locations and times will be on the Payne Baker Facebook page. So be sure to look those up. And also check your local listings on your TV. As the catcher and pitcher will talk here for John Stark. Pitch has been playing well and dominant, not allowing any runs, not allowing any opportunities either besides that first inning. That was the only time Plymouth ever got as far as second base. And now play will resume. Swing and a miss, and a strike. So that's going to be hit high. Catcher will try to come down with it. Did he? And he did. So a 1-2-3 inning for Plymouth. As we'll be back for the top of the 4th with John Stack up to bat. And we're back here for the top of the 4th. As that one is going to be inside for a ball. John Stack with a 7-0 lead. And if they get 3 runs here in the next 2 innings, that's a fair ball. Nope, it's not. It's going to be a foul. Could be a strike. So if they get 3 runs in the next two innings, game over. And if Plymouth gets no runs, which they're looking to follow that procedure of getting no runs. Plymouth has just not had the offensive production they needed here today to beat John Stark. So that one's going to be fouled off. So that one's another foul. As they're unable to connect on a throw. I like to point out all the flaws on both sides. Nobody's safe. Strikeout there happens. 1 out. The battle will take time here. 7-0 lead for his team. The Plymouth Airport can be heard from a distance. It's going to be a low for a ball. So dugout comes alive. As that's hit, Harry Shangberg having a shot. And he gets it. 2nd out. So that's Goldrick. I'd like to thank the people that made this broadcast happen. Again, Mr. Carey in particular, and also Will Johnstone. He was one of the chief fundraisers to help the ski jump get built. As that one's hit, third baseman gets it, making the throw to Aaron Evans. And he's able to make the split and get the out. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Plymouth will try to score some runs to stop the mercy rule from happening. And we're back. Tyler Mersch up to bat for Plymouth. He got on base last time. And he'll try to do it again. Plymouth down 7. Bottom of the 4th. This is do or die. Again, we're sorry that for the silences. Usually Pat picks those up. It's hard to do both. So Tyler with a ball. Things have definitely died down as we had 5 runs scored by John Stark in the 1st inning. 2 runs have been scored since then, both by John Stark in the same inning. With innings, and that's going to be a walk for Tyler. The innings that have been scored on have been 1st and 3rd. Plymouth will try to score in the 4th here, as it is the bottom of the 4th. Harry Schamberger now at the bat. As he hits that one, and will it get down? It does. And now runners on 1st and 2nd for Plymouth, with Aaron Evans up to bat. Girls across just getting out of their practice. As that's a wild pitch, and Tyler Mersch will steal 3rd with that lightning speed. Look at him go. So now Aaron Evans is in really good position to get at least 1 RBI. So he hits that one, and they can't get the play. So Tyler Mersch will score. And the shutout is stopped from happening. So it gets hit to the pitcher, goes to the second baseman, and he can't even catch it. That is a Kennett-esque play right there. Yes, you thought I was done with Kennett, but I'm not. Bailey and Engel at the bat. Plymouth could see Kennett again, as they could be in the playoffs. Who knows? It's a bit of a cluster at the bottom of the pile there. All those teams are close, within a couple of games of each other. As Bailey and Engel with a shot to right. There's another base hit. His bases are loaded now for Plymouth. They'll try to make the comeback. No outs for Plymouth. Up to bat now is Demas. Garrett Demas. There's a pinch. Comes in for Bailey and Engel. As he gets a rowdy applause. Try to get the number of the runner. It's number 6. I do not know who that is. He's not listed on the rosters. So Demas up to bat. As he gets that one right in between the shortstop and the third baseman. Another runner will score. Harry Schamberger scores. 7-2. The scoreboard operator is having trouble. Briefly having 90 runs scored here for John Stark. So Dylan Donahue off the bat now. 7-2. So Aaron Evans on third. The anonymous runner on second. And Demas on first. So Dylan Donahue trying to possibly get a grand slam, just like John Stark did earlier. See, he hits it deep. It's going to be a foul, though. The right fielder comes up with it. It's going to be the first out. They tag up, and Aaron Evans scores. 7-3 now. And that ends the mercy rule. So runners on first and third. With Ben Olmsted up to hit. He goes for the bunt, doesn't get it. It's going to be a strike. As the pinch runner will score after that wild pitch. 7-4. So now Demas, he advanced too. He's on second. Ben Olmsted will try to get into the third. As that's hit way deep as a foul. Plymouth has come alive now, the bottom of the fourth. This game is not over, as the offense seems to have come alive. Boy, I bet you Pat would love to be broadcasting this one. Rest in peace. That one looks to be low for a ball. That one's hit. It's a foul. Give Ben Olmsted a strike. I'd like to also thank Andrew, our cameraman. You don't see him or hear him, but he's the one who makes this operation go. As a walk happens for Ben Olmsted, he'll get on base now. Runners on first and second. And Mikey Hogan up. Had a great game last time we broadcasted against Kennett, but that was Kennett. As we'll have a conference at the mound. So quick recap on the game. Top of the first. John Stark has a grand slam, which makes it 4-0. And then a solo shot, which makes it 5. Then scoreless second inning. As then in the top of the third, John Stark adds 2 more runs as they walk to home. And then Plymouth now in the fourth, getting 4 unanswered runs, still with only 1 out. This team's definitely motivated, as a win here will clinch them a playoff spot. As wild pitch and runners will advance, Demas gets to third, and Ben Olmsted gets to second. So it makes things easier for Mikey Hogan. If you asked me this in the third, if this is possible, I would have said no way. As that's hit to the third baseman. And they'll get him at first, but a runner scores. 7-5. Because Demas was the one who scored. Mikey Hogan with the RBI. And Danny Carey off the bat. 2 outs. Also remind you, graduation coming up for seniors if you're in the area and you're interested. It's at the new Plymouth State University Fieldhouse, the one that Trump was in, if you remember when he came to visit. It's Danny Carey with the foul. Just getting a little bit lighter in the clouds. Starting to break up, so it looks like the weathermen were right again as Danny Carey gets struck out. And that'll end the inning. So Plymouth makes progress, scoring 5 unanswered runs, and it's 7-5. But John Stark still has a chance to answer. And we're back here, top of the 5th. 7-5. It's a close game. John Stark will look to put this game away. Hopefully, for their sake, scoring at least 3 runs to make it the double Plymouth score. Ryan Meisenbach is still the pitcher here for Plymouth. As he gets that bat at a swing, I would not have swung at that. That is a terrible swing, if I may say so myself. John Stark, I'm just giving you the warning. Do not let me get on top of you, because I will get on top of you. As that's hit high. And Tyler Mersch with the catch. A terrible hit. Can't have that happen in that situation. Right, Pat? Ooh, in the silence. Rest in peace, Pat. Another new batter for John Stark. This is loose. As that one's crushed. Harry Schamberger back at the fence. He catches it. That's going to be the second out. As Luce almost gets his own home run. So now with 2 outs, John Stark is in a lot of trouble as the Plymouth offense has come alive. As it's way inside. Bad pitch. So 1 ball for this batter. This is Malik's. That's hit. Tyler Mersch comes down with it again. Another terrible hit, and John Stark is fully in collapse mode. See if Plymouth can pounce on it with the next inning coming up. And we're back. Plymouth trying to cap off the comeback. They're down only by 2 now. Tyler Mersch up to bat. He's had a good game so far. He's gotten on base twice. As that one's outside for a ball. As the sun is now fully breaking through. That's another ball for Tyler. Sun's right in our eyes, so might not be able to make a couple calls. That one was a ball, though. So this pitcher is very shaken now for John Stark, right, Pat? That's the walk. It's very lonely here without Pat. Rest in pieces. Harry Schamberger up to bat. He's 1 for 2. So that one's high for a ball. Have to assume that there's going to be a pitching change pretty soon, but there's no bullpen action here. As they check Tyler. So that one's bunted. Can the pitcher tag him? He can't, but they throw to the first baseman. And Harry will be called out. So 1 out, but Tyler gets to second. Aaron Evans. Can he get that home run to tie it up? So that's hit high enough, but not anywhere close to far enough. So it's going to be the second out. So Bailey and Engel, their last chance here for the Plymouth offense here in this inning. Bottom of the 5th. They're not going to get mercy ruled. They're not going to get shut out. But they're still in danger of losing this one. Plymouth loses, they'll lose their destiny, and they'll still have another game. But even if they win, they'll still need help. That's another strike. Bailey's getting the strike calls. Bailey fouls that one off. Second strike. Catcher will go and get that one. This looks like the umpire has run out of baseballs to give the pitcher. Tyler Marsh still on second, taking his lead. Nobody to guard him. As he hits that one, gets to the shortstop, gets over him. Tyler Marsh is going to score using that speed, and he gets there. Bailey Dangle with the RBI. And the error from John Stark, the shortstop. Second error of the day that has caused a run to happen. So 7-6. The comeback is real. Demas up to bat. Everybody here is standing or sitting, as usually is the case for fans. I just thought I'd try to mislead you guys by saying standing, but also I couldn't lie to you, so I had to say sitting. That one's going to be called for a strike. Bottom of the fifth, 7-6. John Stark still with the lead. Pitch inside, and he still swings at it. Would have easily been a ball, but he swung at it anyways. How's that for my games, Pat? Rest in pieces. So without Pat anymore, we'll have to get a new broadcaster. I can let you in on the rumors. Mr. Paul Ferentz could be doing baseball for softball with us. You would recognize him from the soccer playoff games. And if you're wondering why I did not broadcast those games, it's because I was on the soccer team and I was on the field when that goal happened. Very heartbreaking loss for this team in the program, but the program's still in very good hands with a lot of young talent. And for lacrosse, Jim Nolan will no longer be able to broadcast because he wants to watch his son, Connor Nolan, play in his last couple of games here as a high schooler before he goes off to Keene State. So we'll have one of the teachers here, Mr. McKinney, as Bailey Nangle steals second. As that gets the dugout to give an applause. And a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. Demas Witchy had that one back, and we'll be back for the top of the sixth. And we're back here for the top of the sixth. John Stark with a one-run lead. Is there back up to bat? This is Bergeron. The sun is very brutal now. It's with the temperature already being over 80. The sun makes it a lot worse. As that one's hit to Demas, he'll throw it to Aaron Evans, and he gets the out. Pandemonium here at the crowd as they're feeling the comeback. Listen to the crowd. So ever since this pitching changed, 0 runs have been allowed. Swing and a miss there for Luce as we're back to the top of the order. Another swing and a miss. These are, I don't know why John Stark is swinging at these pitches. They're not good at all. So John Stark's definitely maybe having some heat stroke. As he'll try to get the first, and he will get there. So Ben Elmstead unable to, well, he never really had a chance at that pitch as it was really low, and Ryan Meisbuck will do a better job at delivering that pitch. So runner on first for John Stark, and that could be life. Enough life for them to get 1 or 2 more runs and deter the Plymouth offense. And as a pinch runner comes in, this looks like a shorter version of Tyler Mersch. That's what I'm going to call him. So take a look at him. Harry Schamberger has seen a lot of action here today as he's seen two hits go right over his head for home runs. He's one of the most versatile players on this team. He could be a catcher, pitcher, shortstop, and an outfielder. So try to get him at second, and they're unable to tag him. So shorter Tyler Mersch gets to second. Might even be a little taller than him. So senior games, 7-6. Plymouth is losing by 1. As the sun, thankfully, goes back into the clouds. Malik's up to bat. A shorter Tyler Mersch will take his lead. As that one's low for a ball. So this will most likely be our last baseball broadcast of the year. I'd like to thank coaches Mike Boyle and as that's it, Dylan Donahue makes the amazing grab, and that's going to be another out. Dylan Donahue makes the diving catch. But shorter Tyler Mersch does advance to third. 2 outs. So another batter. So the Bugs are coming alive. As that one's hit, that's going to get down. And a shorter Tyler Mersch will score. And that's a base run. Base hit for Nickerson. So Nickerson up to bat now. As they're screaming at him to get back. I would say once is enough. But they wanted to scream it an extra 5 times. Has a wild pitch and he'll advance to second. So Malik gets to second. Nickerson will try to get him home. So it's now 8-6. This girls lacrosse is just getting out of their practice. Because that's going to get in there for a strike. Now the question is, Well, boys, lacrosse practice get out before this game ends. As that's hit deep in the center. And Danny Carey gets it. And that'll end the inning. So, John Stark able to score a run. And it's 8-6. We'll be back with Plymouth's offense. Back at it. And we're back. This is Dylan Donahue with the bet. He gets the ball. Bottom of the 6th. 8-6. Dylan Donahue will look to get on base here. That pitch is high for a ball. As that's going to be a walk for Dylan. And he'll get on base. If Plymouth has 2 runners score, he'll tie the game. That's simple math for you, folks. From your mathematician, Will Von Edelstein. Mikey Hogan up the bat. That one's a ball. If he walks Mikey Hogan, this could be bad news, as Mikey Hogan is a fast runner. Could be the fastest on the team. As he bunts, Dylan Donahue will easily get to second, but Mikey will be out. Oh, that was Ben Olmsted up the bat. So now it's Mikey Hogan. So Mikey gets new life. That one's high for a ball. So Mikey's almost hit. So Plymouth with an out. Man on second. Bottom of the 6th. That's high for another ball. That's going to be a strike for for Mikey. As they'll try to check up on Dylan Donahue. As he does have an unusually big lead. The pitch is very low. That's going to be a ball. Mikey Hogan's on base, and this is trouble for John Stark now. A lot of trouble as Danny Carey up the bat, and looks like the change is coming. And it's indeed happening. The manager does not look happy. And how could he? As he's seen a 7-0 lead go by the wayside. So now we'll get things sorted out. So this new pitcher will warm up. These Plymouth will discuss their strategies up ahead. So Plymouth will try to keep on the comeback trail here. As they were down 7-0. So now it's 8-6. Danny Carey will be up the bat with 1 out. As soon as this pitcher is warmed up enough to pitch for real. I'll use this break to give out some trivia to the audience. During World War II and Operation Overlord, what general did the U.S. station as a decoy for the Germans? Find that answer at home. Don't use Google or you're cheating. As the bunt from Danny Carey gets it down and got him at first. So that's another out for Plymouth. But they have runners advanced to second and third. Dylan Donahue on third. Mikey Hogan at second. If Tyler gets a base hit with Mikey Hogan's speed, they could easily tie this game. As that's outside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. So in all likelihood, Plymouth will hopefully tie this game up. As that one's low for another ball. 2 balls and no strikes. They call that one a strike. I would not have called that one a strike at all. Very low. Unfair. Biased umpires. Just kidding, of course. That's hit high in the air. Behind the Plymouth dugout. Into the bullpen area. And boys lacrosse gets out first before this game ends. As Tyler Mersch gets the hit to first. Does he get there in time? He does not, and that'll end the inning. He tried his hardest to get there. And that'll end this inning. And we'll be back for the top of the 7th. And we're back, the final inning. John Stark still leading by 2 here, 8-6. Could you get a closer game? The answer is yes, because they're down by 2. As this one's hit into left field, that's going to get down for a base hit. Harry Schamberger, his action increased. The answer to the trivia question is General Patton. They stationed him to decoy the German army, and it worked, as Operation Overlord landing at Normandy was a complete surprise to the Germans due to the weather and the fact that they did not see Normandy as a high-value target. So that one's going to be fouled. So back to baseball. 8-6. John Stark has a man on first. No out still. Ben Olmsted will talk to his pitcher. Try to get things situated. I imagine the conversation is pitch the ball harder. Stuff like that. Baseball isn't my specialty. Just kidding, obviously, since I'm broadcasting it. As that one's hit to Tyler Mersch. Going for the double play. Get 1, get 2. So now, 2 outs for John Stark. So now, John Stark with their last batter. This is Tower. See, heads to the fouled. It's fouled. Dugout will try to cheer on their hitters as best they can. Of course, it will have no factor, but I like to feel into it. So that's a foul. 2 strikes for Tower. Towers gotten on base twice today. As he hits that one high in the air. There's 4 people going to get it. Aaron Evans can't. And they finally control it. That was hilarious to say the least. 4, 5 people in the area and they can't get it down. Aaron Evans, it just bounces off the glove as he's looking at his glove and seeing if it's actually a baseball glove. Sometimes that happens in baseball. So with the error, man gets on first. That could come back to bite Plymouth if John Stark's able to get a run. They've only been able to get one since the 7-0 lead. It's been 6-1 ever since. Although that one run that John Stark scored to make it 8 could be the one that decided it, depending on if Plymouth can get any runs when they get the opportunity. This one's hit the left. There's another runner on first. So first and second, Bergeron up to bat. Bergeron's always been a clutch person. You might remember Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals with the game winner to put the Bruins into the next round. Of course, talking about when they played Toronto in the playoffs in 2013. It's going to be low for a ball. Mr. Mouseoff, Coach Mouseoff, I should say, walking up after a hopefully successful practice with this team playing on Friday. Big game, because if they win that, they could have a potential to get a home playoff game if everything works out in their favor. So Bergeron trying to get his runners home. He hits it deep into center. Danny Carey will make the catch and ends the inning. Down by 2. They have a chance. I'll be back to broadcast it. So we're back. The last inning. So Harry Schamberger up to bat. This team would love to have Jared Mall at this point. That one's going to be a strike. The game comes down to this. Pat would love to be here, but unfortunately he has passed away. It's a very sad day for Plymouth Regional High School. See, fouls that one off. It'll be a strike for Harry. 2 strikes now for Harry. Can Harry be clutch as a clutch in a car as he hits it deep into left? Fouled, and he won't get to it, so he'll stay alive. So Harry will get new life. I'd like to again wish Tom Brady the best in court. We're rooting for you here at Penny Baker. As Harry hits that deep in the left, it gets down. It's going to be a base hit. As he can't get the ball off the ground. That's just terrible. That's absolutely terrible. The ball was on the ground, not moving, of course, and he just could not pick the ball up. You had to wait till the bottom of the 7th to do that. There you go, John Stark. That's your team. How you're 11-3 baffles me. Bailey and Engel up to bat. And that one gets to the second baseman. Rough one for Bailey. Oh, that was Aaron Evans, actually. Bailey will now have his say in the matter. 1 out. After Aaron Evans gets it right to the second baseman. Tough luck for Aaron. Bailey with the strike. 1 strike and no balls. If he could hit a home run, game's tied. As he hits it to the shortstop, gets by the third baseman, gets to the shortstop. He makes the throw, and does he get there? Looks like he does. Runners on first and second. Usually Jared Mall would be hitting at this part of the game. He's unavailable. Bailey and Engel will get a rowdy round of applause from the crowd as he's changed for a pitch hitter. So this is Demas. See if fouls that one off. Meisenbacher as the runner for Bailey. Eight to 6. They have a shot. Senior day for the comeback to be complete. Everybody else's practices are over. It's now all baseball here on Penny Baker. Where would you rather be? So Demas will try to get a runner home here as he's hit with the pitch. Bases are loaded. I'd like to thank John Stark for being very clutch in this moment. You know, bases loaded with bottom of the 7th. You know, I thought Kennett was the worst, but John Stark's certainly making a run for its money. So now it's Olmsted. Oh, no, it's Dylan Donahue, actually. Olmsted will be up next. See, crushes that one, but it's going to be foul. Right to the rock. So a strike for Dylan. His time is called. Bases loaded for Plymouth. 8 to 6. This would be the best time for Plymouth to get their grand slam. Is foul tipped. And the catcher caught it. The catcher caught it. I take it back, John Stark. That's a pretty good play right there. Second out now. Puts all the pressure on Ben Olmsted. Can he do it? I really wish Pat was here to do this with me. Strike. All Pat wanted was to broadcast one more baseball game with me. Fortunately, that wish was not able to happen, as he did pass away. So another foul by Ben Olmsted. Is now the John Stark dugout comes alive. Plymouth has put up a valiant effort, coming back, scoring 6 runs after being down 7-0. Ben Olmsted swings and misses, and that's going to end the game. So with bases loaded, the catcher comes through for John Stark as Plymouth will go down defeated. They lose their destiny for the playoffs. They'll go to 4-11. And John Stark will go to 12-3. It's been fun broadcasting these baseball games. Disclaimer, Pat's not actually dead. I made it up just for funny. So, we'll be back for playoff action. I'm Will Von Arnstein signing off as Plymouth lost 8 to 6.